girl lit fic summer, and I was at my local bookstore, shout out to Blackbird Books in Raleigh, North Carolina, and we were just like browsing, me and some friends, and with a girl behind the counter and I kind of got into a conversation about Bunny and some other like weird girl books and Mona Awad, and she pulled Sky Daddy off of the shelf and was like, you have to read this. I immediately bought it because just her recommendation of this book was so strong, and I had not seen anything about it. This was kind of before it trended a little bit on TikTok, but this was kind of before that, and so I went into it pretty blind. Vibes, this was a 5 out of 5. This is like one of my favorite books of the year, which once I describe the concept to you is gonna sound absolutely insane. My more like critical rating was a 4 out of 5. I think that this holds up. So Sky Daddy is a modern Moby Dick retelling where we follow our main character, who is currently a content moderator at like essentially a YouTube in San Francisco. She is obsessed with and in love with airplanes. So whereas in Moby Dick, we're chasing the white whale, now we're chasing an actual physical airplane. And it sounds absolutely ridiculous. Like I hear myself say these words out loud and I'm like, you're just not going to get it unless you read the book. But she is in love with airplanes. And as ridiculous as that concept is, it's oddly like wholesome. Like so much of the book is centered around her slowly being able to be herself around this like group of women and female friendships and like really letting your guard down around people. And the ending is also weirdly wholesome. I love a good modern retelling of a story. And I just think that it's so cool to take this like very classic piece of like almost men's fiction. Like I feel like I know women have read Moby Dick, but it just feels like a very masculine book and turn it into this like love story, weird girl literary fiction genre is just so cool to me. My only gripe with this book is that no one tells her to go to therapy. It just like lost a little bit of the like logic for me. That's kind of where it fell apart. On the one hand, I understand it from a writing perspective, right? Because in Moby Dick, the antagonist is the whale, right? Like that's the main conflict. And in Sky Daddy, very similarly, the antagonist is the plane. Like the main conflict is between her and the plane and trying to track down this ultimate plane that she is going to be her soulmate. And so to introduce multiple other antagonists is very difficult to do in a story like this. So I get we can't necessarily have this side character conflict of here, you should go to therapy because you're telling me that you love airplanes. But in real life, someone would have told her to go to therapy, I hope. I wanted to tell her to go to therapy. I wanted to like be inside the book and like shake her and tell her to go to therapy. I really liked it. The ending is quite ambiguous. So if that's not your vibe, just kind of know that going into it, you're not going to get a whole lot of resolve. But I personally loved how the story ended. I think that leaving it a little bit up for interpretation is really nice. Even when we were talking about this in book club, which is what I read it for, I think it was our book club book in September. Even reading it for book club, we had very different ideas about what happened at the end. And that's like one of my favorite types of books is when it can really inspire like conversation and thought. And, you know, we get our brain